So let me go ahead and press record so I don't get in trouble with Stephanie. And we're good. All right. Last time I didn't, I messed up. We went ham and showed Stephanie the whole how to make $1 million and then didn't record it. So, all right, guys. So, everybody got through week 2. You at least gone through week 2. Good. And then gone through, been still practicing and doing the things from week 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Good. So fill me in. What are some kind of aha moments, some feeling moments? I mean, do you feel some changes starting to come? I mean, what's up? Fill me in. And if Linda, I know if you want to go first and kind of lead the way,
Sure.
that'd be great.
Absolutely. A big aha moment for me was when you mentioned in there that you were talking about like affirmations, and one of them was, I love to make money. And you kind of asked the question, how does that feel to you? Because if it feels bad, you've got work to do. And when I said that out loud, my inner voice said, I can't make money. And I was like, oh, crap. So I wrote that down in big letters, ripped it up, and said, told myself there's hundreds of thousands of people making money in this industry. They are no better than you. You have talent. You have a voice. You know what you're doing. This is not true. And I burned it in my kitchen sink.
Perfect. I like it. So that's something that I'm glad you brought up, because it's okay to give energy to the negative thought if it's in contrast to find out where immediately you're like, okay, well, what do I want, right? So you took time, and that's good that you took that time. You said, okay, cool, I caught that thought. That's not what's serving me. It's not what's serving my vision or what's helping me, move further and do the things that I want to do. So you cancel it, okay? And those thoughts are going to come back up again. I mean, it's not something that it's just going to poof, be gone. It's a repetitive thing that anytime and it could be a daily thing. It could be multiple times a day where you're continuously telling yourself, get to a place where you believe it, get to a place where it's utter belief and something like that. So that's huge. So thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. The other thing, I had kind of a question in that visualizing, I kind of felt like when I was doing my perfect day, and I have a dream home. I've been in it. It was a display home, and so I've touched the countertops. I've seen the master bedroom. So I can see it perfectly. But it's a huge home. It's like with the land I would want, because I want a couple acres or so, it's probably going to be a couple million. And so when I visualize that, it's hard to wrap my head around because it's so far ahead of where I am now. So what I've been trying to do is kind of inch my way to it. So now what I'm doing is just visualizing paying back the debt that I owe my dad and paying down credit cards and visualizing that and feeling that, and also visualizing like doing repairs on, I like my home. It's small, but I love it. And so I kind of just visualize it being able to like do renovations that I want to do. But am I playing too small? I guess is my.
I think just me personally, and Wes, she may have her, obviously she has her own opinion.
Obviously.
Obviously, I say that with so much. Just cannot stress enough how much it is. So first thing I would say, if you have to ask if you're playing small, I would probably, okay.
Right.
if you have to ask, like, am I playing too small here? You may be playing a little small. When it comes to things that look really, really big, I love Grant Cardone's just simplify it with math. You know what I mean? Like, simplify it with just really simple math. So one thing so let's just say, all right, so let's just keep it simple. What's $1 million? $1 million. How many ways could you make $1 million? Okay.
Oh, probably a million ways.
Right. I mean, there's a ton of ways to make $1 million. So if you were to make $1 million in a year, you have to make $83,000 a month. Okay.
Right.
About $84,000 a month to put you right over $1 million. So knowing that, again, I may be thinking, you know what, how can I simplify $84,000 a month? Okay. Let's see. So, okay. A leg just went in the air, so it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So let's just say $84,000 divided by 5 is $16,000. Okay. So let's just see. If I were making $16,000 a month divided by 30, okay, that's $560 per day. Okay, 5 different ways. Okay. Now, if it were me and I'm the person that I know I want to be, if I'm as smart as I want to be, if I'm as skilled as I want to be, if I'm as charismatic, if I'm as attractive, to people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Could I make $560 per day, 5 different ways?
Yes.
So I think about it. Okay, cool. I mean, I could probably have, my own product that, could possibly generate $560 per day. Could I do that in an affiliate program? Could I do that in our MLM? Could I do that? I mean, are you asking yourself, hey, is it possible to do these things? $560, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd split it 10 ways, right?
Right.
So that's $1680 a month or whatever. It could be 10 different ways, right? Now all I got to do is make around $300 a day, 10 different things. Now, am I telling you to go out there tomorrow and say, okay, what 10 things do I need to make $300 in? No, of course, right? However, I want you to just start doing millionaire math. Because that's what's going to change your belief about things.
Right.
That's what's going to change your belief about, man, it's pretty easy. There's this guy that sells e-commerce products, and I can't remember the dude's name, but I mean, he maxes out his enrollment for any course he ever does. And you may be watching this, and you may not be in a place where you're like, hey, I'm going to do courses or have my own info products or anything like that. Some of you just may be looking to do some certain things with your MLM or whatever, right? However, if he maxes out his enrollment for his last course he sold for $799, and he maxes out, he does not let another person buy the course. So at 2,000 people, it's done. Okay.
Sure.
He sells that for $799. That's $1.6 million. Okay. So if he did a product launch at $799, and let's just say he has a list of 300,000 people, or it's just, I would say that's a pretty big, decent sized guru style list. Kate works a lot. Wes works a lot with Kate. And her list is what, 100,000 people?
Yeah, 110.
110. I know Ray's list is 300,000. So those are some pretty hefty lists, right? However, you're becoming the person that you want to be, and you want that type of list. It may not even need that big a list. You may have a more effective list. Most lists are pretty effective at like 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tops 25%. So if you have a more effective list, then again, do your millionaire math. Could you sell it? If you had that big a list to choose from, or big of an audience, could you sell something $799 2,000 times if you had that type of audience?
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's not that crazy to pull in one.
It's not that big anymore.
Not that
Right.
big. Again, I mean, are you probably gonna go out there and launch something, tomorrow for $7.99, and rock it at 2,000? No. But again, there's so many little variables that are in there. I could do it for $1,000 and do 1,500 people, right? And still make 1.5 million, right?
Right.
There's all sorts of math that you can do. I would just get into the habit of doing math that like makes it seem easy to you.
Okay.
Like Wes and I were just talking about, with this course, we're going to release a law of attraction course in January. And there's things that we want to knock out. We got some credit cards we want to knock out, pay off a car. We can set a limit and say, you know what, let's do my goal has always been to do a $30,000 launch. So we said that we would do we would launch this course at $197. So if we have, 200 people buy it, that's $39,400. Right. So, could we pull out 200 people of the people that follow us to spend $200? On something that we feel pretty confident at teaching.
Right. Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden, making $40,000 in 2 days in 10 days doesn't seem too far fetched. But we make a lot of our goals based off of our past. We base, like, a lot of people can't fathom, like, well, I just made $40,000 in a year. How can I make $40,000 in 10 days? And instead of basing your results off the past, you've got to start, looking at your results based off what is possible, not probable.
Okay. Got it.
Right. On that note, though, I mean, you have to believe it. And if we're not there yet to actually believe that you can make that much money,
Mm-hmm.
then start at something that you can actually believe, because you have to believe it yourself that you can make it, or it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
it sounds like you're there because you're already telling yourself that you think you're thinking small.
Yeah.
So I think you already know that and you believe that you can. And the way Ryan just broke it down, I think that gives you a better picture of how you can.
I think part of it is I'm kind of letting go the need for the bling. You know what I mean? It's not a necessary thing anymore.
Good. And that's perfectly, I mean, that's we were just in a sermon the other day talking about greed, and it's perfectly fine to have things. There's nothing wrong with having anything, it's just that when you place a need for it, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Dr. Joe talks about in his book, happiness doesn't come from anything external, right?
Right.
Happiness comes from within. You can't be real. I mean, I heard this a few weeks ago. You can't be truly, if you can't be happy broke, then you won't be happy rich.
Right.
So learning
It's a great magnifier.
Right. Learning how to manifest your own happiness, whether or not you don't have a job title, whether or not you have money in your pocket, you've got to be able to feel that feeling without the job title, without the rank, without the money in your pocket, without the house. That's where it comes from. And then it's a duty for you to actually have the car, the house, the money, the rank, because you're showing people that it's possible.
Right. Okay.
It's saying, what, I'm gonna go out and buy that house, not because I want to show it off, but because I want to show people that it's possible to do it.
Right.
And I want the damn house.
It is a nice house.
So go get the house. Go get the house. and focus on the party that you're going to throw when when your whole high school, like say, like have your high school reunion there, you know, and like say, you know what, at Linda's house, right? And the look on everyone's face when they like, you know, pull up and, you know, it's your house, or you decide to like send out invitations to everybody that told you no, and you're gonna have like a I told you no, you know, and then you're gonna
Right.
cater it and welcome it, and you're gonna have 2 big ass balloons that said "No," and you know, and you can feel it, you can see the look on their face, you know the feeling that it's gonna create, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the look on your dad's face when like you write him a check, right, and you say, hey, look, I mean, here it is, you know, I got you.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that you got to focus on. For me, I mean, it was always that feeling of like being able to write my mom a $300,000 check and pay for her house. And, you know, that's the feeling that I go back to, the look on her face, or, you know, because I know my mom, so she probably wouldn't even take it. And I'd have to like deposit it. Right. Right. So I already know, but it's those little things, the attention to detail around those things that allow you to actually get pulled in that direction. Understand when you create something that big, understand that there's going to be obstacles, right? You just can't create something big and like just say, okay, cool, let's like prance. Like, awesome. You know, I created this. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to prance right into, you know, it's going to, you need obstacles. Because it's going to be because of the responsibility that you have to the people that that are looking at you, the people that, you know, you're saying, okay, hey, cool, like I'm gonna bring you here. They're gonna have obstacles too, and if you got there and say, I don't know what, that never happened to me. Like someone told you no, like everyone just told me yes. Like I don't know what to tell you, brother. You're doing something wrong. Maybe you should not look like that. I don't know. So
not in the last few days I've had.
So yeah, I mean, just keep focusing. I mean, this is a course that you continuously have to kind of like, you know, revert back to, especially, you know, depending on where you are, because, you know, we all start out in different places. We all come from different backgrounds. We had different upbringings. We've all had different lives. We've had different experiences. So understanding that some of those experiences keep some of us further back than others, right? Because some of us adopted things that we didn't know that we needed to adopt in order to create a given result. So
awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who else had a breakthrough result or question about either, I mean, anything from like week 1, week 2, we want to make sure you're like making progress through this. And if you're feeling a different way, let us know. So Nancy, what's up? I see a hand raised.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I, in week 2, especially, there's something that really hit me. Number one, I always go through, when I go through the modules, I write everything down word for word, because I always realize that listening to it is important and writing it is important as well. And reading it back afterwards is important. It, like, all those kind of go together for me to really synchronize it in my brain. But when you talked about having idle time in your day, and that the brain, when the brain is idle, that you have to put information in there so that it's not idle, so it doesn't like take off on its own and start. That was huge for me. Huge. I mean, I just, you know, it was like the part, was that, I'm just trying to think if that was, no, that's not the stop waging war was like a big thing too, you know, like the glass is half full, you know, okay, so what's in the other half, you know, I mean, filled up with love and gratitude, and that was big. But that part about, you know, when your brain is idle, how, you know, because so many times during the day, your brain is idle, and, you know, you start thinking, you know, either whether it be negative stuff or stuff that, you know, just doesn't serve you like it should be doing, or, the ego comes in and voices come in and they battle each other and it's like, it's crazy. That was a big aha moment for me.
That's awesome.
That was just an unbelievable aha moment for me. And I listened to that last night and I practiced that today. I practiced that today because I had I wrote down certain mantras that I wanted to, not too many, just things that I could remember, like 3 separate mantras, simple mantras that, when my brain started taking off in the wrong direction, that I said, and that it was really big. It was
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Big aha moment.
I think we all get caught in those idle moments. I think that's definitely part of being human. It's just when we learn how to use the law of attraction, it goes to a place where we're actually like aware, and then we're saying, you know what, that's not serving me, because idle hands do to the devil's work, So it's the same thing with, an idle mind.
But yeah, it was a big one. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Keep practicing it.
I am.
That's something. And you can tell, just with the smile on your face, it's like when you get one of those aha moments, like, and it makes you feel good, do more of it, like stick with it, find it, and just make it a habit to have that feeling. Like tell your brain that it's like, hey, this is something that I'd like to keep doing. And it's like, then your brain's going to say, okay, cool. Show me you can do it for 3 weeks. And then we'll put it in the habits column. So just keep doing it, and it'll become something that just becomes innate inside of you. It's awesome. All right, anybody else want to come out, share some breakthroughs, aha moments, questions, concerns? Did you have anything on that one? No. Wes is still kind of sick. She's
I'm just trying to breathe.
Everyone's sending love. She thought she was good, and then all of a sudden she got hit back with the thug sickness. It's okay. Who else? We got some. All right, cool. I'll see a hand. Stephanie. Hey, what's going on?
So I got caught up today because I fell behind last week. So I listened to both modules today.
Okay.
And I really liked the homework from the second module, just writing down a chant for yourself or for myself.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me that's like an affirmation. So, which I haven't really, practiced on a day-to-day basis or writing out affirmations. So I really like that. I just wrote out one because for me, I have to keep things like simple and minimal. So, and mine was just that I am creative. And then I liked that one of the homework assignments that you wrote, or something you told us to do, was to keep doing what we're doing, but doing it differently and with a different spring in our step. So I liked that my chant coincided with what you told us to do. And then just rewriting the 100 things I'm grateful for, because I did that a few months ago with Ray Higdon's book. And then I thought I was just going to add to the list, but the homework said to go and do it again if you've already done it. So it was interesting seeing the differences in what I had written out months before and then what I wrote out today.
Right. That exercise is important to do multiple times. 'Cause it becomes easier. I think Kevin was talking about that last week, how it becomes easier. It becomes, you start finding the smallest things you could be grateful for, and, it literally becomes one of those things where, immediately when you wake up in the morning, you don't have to write it out, because it just becomes a thing where your eyes open and you're just boom, immediately in gratitude,
Yeah.
So Kevin said he's doing it once a week from scratch now. Yeah. So definitely continue to do that exercise. It could be once a week, could be once a month. But yeah, do it on a consistent basis, because it's going to give you a really good feeling too. You're going to feel awesome when you're like, man, I love what I'm grateful for, So no, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Did you have any questions or anything?
No, I enjoyed writing out my perfect life, like the visualization that came really easily.
Good.
You know, not quite as specific as our perfect day, because I was just jotting down, just like running down a list.
Yeah.
But it's good to like pay attention to what comes out naturally and quickly. Like, you know, that those are the things that are really important to you to strive for. So
Right. Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, as long as you're doing exercises like this, guys, I mean, understand that it's just all it is just creating the vibration that you are sending out to the universe. Okay.
mm-hmm.
You know, the more you do it, the more frequently you do these things. Remember, guys, the law of attraction, it doesn't know the vibration that you sent out 20 years ago or 50 years ago or, you know, an hour ago. Like it knows your vibration right now. And its job is to just reflect that vibration back to you. Okay. So it's the frequency of when we do things like this, helps out so much. So when you get caught in some of those things, it's about saying, okay, cool. Let me take that. I'm going to be aware. I'm going to immediately ask myself, what do I want? And then I'm going to send energy and attention and focus to that. Okay. So continue to do the thing, lock into the things that like really stick out to you, you know, and especially as you go through like the modules and we you know, meet once a week or whatever, understand, guys, there's going to be things that happen in your life due to what you're doing. And it's not just going to improve your business. For some of you, you know, you might, you know, say, holy shit, like I came out and like recruited 10 people last week. And you're going to be like, it's because I'm, you know, this is working, right? For some people, you know, like with Wes, you know, it was, she was kind of all of a sudden, you know, everything worked out to where she could leave her job, you know, right on the time that we'd planned on it. And, you know, she looked around and she was like, man, like all these things have changed in my life. And they weren't necessarily like, you know, just business. So understand, guys, that some of the changes that you may see, be aware of them, be cognizant of what's going on in every area of your life. Okay. Because sometimes we have a tendency to just say, okay, I'm in this business group. I'm here to improve my business. What's going on in my business. Right. But we kind of slack on the, you know, the relationships and the fun life and the lifestyle and all those things. Okay, finances, all that good stuff. So appreciate you sharing. Anybody else? I'm scrolling through to see if I see hands. Okay, cool. You're still breathing. Okay. So wrapping up week 2. Well, I did want to share something with you guys because we're going through some other law of attraction type stuff as we take what we've gotten in the course that you guys are going through and questions and things that you guys bring up through this workshop. As well as some other things that we're going through, so we can really put a really, really solid project for you guys coming out in January. Okay, so something that I really, really liked was, and I'll share my screen and let me know if you guys can see it. So I'm just going to do this little whiteboard here. Okay, and it's an exercise that I would highly recommend. You know, everybody that's watching do this exercise. It's basically like a T chart. Okay, so can everyone see this? Just give me like a head shake. Okay, cool. So on this side, and I'm not gonna do text over here. That way I can do this. So on this side, basically you would say things I don't like. Okay, and on this side, you would say things I like. Okay. Now you can do this in any area of your life. All right. So the 2 case studies that I went through, It's funny when someone's looking at you and they're like paying attention, but they look sick, so they look like they're about to like murder you. That's the look I just got. Like, it was like, oh, like she's like paying attention, like, oh, like really concerned about like what you're about to go over, right? But she doesn't know the look on her face because she can't breathe. So, all right. So the two examples that were given, I really like this, where you list out 50 to 100 things, especially the area in your life that you're like really most concerned about. Okay. Most people it's relationships, other people it's finances. So those were the two, case studies. Okay. Well, let me check the chat real quick. Make sure there's no questions. Okay. So on the left side, you write down everything that you don't like. So let's just say it's a relationship. So you would say things like controlling, poor listener, not affectionate, doesn't care what I think, not outgoing, doesn't like traveling, always rushes me, whatever. You may want to look back at like some previous relationships or whatever. And then, so let's just say, I like the money one, so I'm actually going to skip to this one because it's really cool. Because I feel like more people could resonate with this for now. So over here, they would say not enough money. And I'm just going to give you guys some examples, okay? Always bills to pay.
You have to capitalize every
Hey,
first letter.
it's funny how she can't talk. No, guys, I don't have anything to say.
It's so annoying.
But all of a sudden, there's something. Okay, you know what? If you don't like it, write it in your side of the column.
Okay.
And just making ends meet. All right. So the exercise, stay off the chat. Because I have a feeling, y'all, you just in the chat talking to, those are just.
Nobody's talking about you.
Uh-huh.
Make some confidence about your life.
That's why I'm in this workshop tonight. That's why I'm here. So what you do is you write down 50 to 100 things in this left column in an area of your life that you really want to see some change in, okay? The more the better. Okay, and some of you may think, okay, well, I could really write down all the things I don't like, right? Most of us have a pretty easy time looking at our finances and saying, okay, I don't like this. Saying things like money doesn't come easily in my family. I always struggle to pay rent. I always make the same amount of money. I never win anything. These are things that you've got to get out and get some awareness around these things. And then immediately you're going to ask myself, so what do I want? Okay, so that's the main question of this exercise. So what do I want? And you got to look at these things and get to a place where you scratch these out, okay? Scratch them out completely. And what you should be left with is probably 25 to 40 things. And this may take you a couple days, all right? This may be an exercise that you take a few days to do. And just thinking about, as you go through your day, take out a sheet of paper and maybe just leave it in your pocket for a week, leave it in your purse for a week. And then as things come along and you say, you know what, this is what, and you're thinking that main question, which is, so what do I want? Right? That's the question on your mind throughout this week. And then really, throughout your entire life is, what do I want? So what do I want? Because most of us are focused on what we don't want. Okay. Get that shit out and cross it off. And if something else comes up on the list, hell, if it comes up twice, put it on the list and cross it off again, okay? But get to a place where your right side is completely, and it's clear, and it's things that you want. So what do I want, okay? And understand those are your affirmations. Those are the things that should give clarity to everything you want. And that's like your order to the universe. That's like placing your order for what you want to eat. Okay, so I like this exercise. I really thought it was cool because I think it really embodies that phrase of what do I want? Because once you get going on a roll too, that's the thing. Most people don't allow themselves to get on that roll of this is what I want. but you can eat, but most people stick to this whole, hey, I don't want this, right? So I really like that exercise. It was something that I really felt like could make a difference. So that was something that we wanted to, have you guys go through. We want to do it that way. That way we can definitely see how it plays out and get some cool feedback from you guys. Okay.
Brian, I have a question. When do you cross off the I don't like list? Just as you're adding things I like?
You can do it either way. Yeah,
okay.
You can do it either way. I mean, I wouldn't see a big difference in whether or not if you put it down something and you say, what do I want? So again, that's what this is.
Okay.
Okay. So I wouldn't really see the difference in like where or when you cross it off.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be accomplished in order to.
No.
Okay.
It's kind of like striking through them because they're no longer a part of you.
Right. Okay. It's no longer a belief. It's right. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
You can tell. I mean, especially like kind of you can kind of hear it as they are your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a relationship, whether it's money. I mean, just kind of going through some of these examples. Not enough money, always bills to pay. Just making ends meet. I can't afford anything I want. Money flow is sporadic. I never win anything. I always make the same amount of money. Money does not come easily in my family. I always struggle to pay rent. Money issues stress me. These do. I mean, they sound like beliefs, right?
Right.
Right. And, some of the examples of the things I like or, so what do I want? And again, it's that shift from getting to a place where you're getting in the habit of always is what I want. So what do I want? So what I want. So it's just like that example from The Secret where the guy's, in the car and he's, gets every red light, right?
Right.
Thinking I don't want to get caught at every red light instead of thinking, hey, I want to get every green light. Okay. So, what I do like, an abundance of money. Bills are paid easily and quickly. Always have excess money. Always have enough money to purchase whatever I desire. Constant flow of money is coming in from multiple sources. I win prizes often, receive gifts, and many free things. I'm constantly increasing my amount of monetary intake from known and unknown sources. These are a lot of things that we go over in the course. They're maybe said a little different. Okay. Money comes easily to me. Rent is paid easily as I always have money. Money and my relationship with it feels great. Okay. So I challenge you guys to, take some time and go through this T chart and really you may have to explore what your beliefs are. And for some of you some stuff may go back to some early times, when your parents told you things about money, because a lot of the beliefs that we have around relationships, money, lifestyle, whatever it is, whatever the core kind of places of our life, we adopt those beliefs from our parents, or the people that raised us, and that doesn't necessarily have to be the belief that we choose to believe. So, so I would do it in the affirmation that you want. Okay. So in a sense of I think the way that Linda said it is like a belief. Like, what would you like to believe? What do you want? Okay. So if you had the choice, I did a little exercise that I'm testing out. I've never really shared this exercise with anyone, but I wrote out last night, like, what would my ideal business be? What would my ideal online business be? And, I said things, like I would have an automatic webinar going out each week. I would work 4 hours a day tops. I would have 3 virtual assistants. I would, I'm just kind of brainstorming it. And it's just I feel as if doing things like that, adding things to a perfect day or a perfect life, whatever. Those exercises, I mean, going for perfection on those, you don't have to go for perfection. It's all around the principle of just, learning how to think a little bigger and manifest a little more and really just get clear with the universe on what you want, so I do want to stress the fact that it's not so much about perfection with doing those exercises more than just actually going out and doing them. And if you see places that you're like, you know what, I can improve that. And I feel, and it's up, and it's my duty to improve it because I deserve it. That's where I feel like those exercises can do the most for you. Not stressing about like, did I do it right or wrong? Right. Because if there's something that we definitely want you to walk away from this course or workshop is, there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. It's just whether or not something's empowering or disempowering to what you want to get. And the first step of that is getting really clear about what you want. Hence this side of the this thing. So you got to get clear on this side. Okay, guys? Again, feel free to ask some questions. I love the energy you guys are bringing to the chat. It's awesome. I feel like you guys are just becoming one big family. So it's awesome. And if you guys have questions, feel free to share them in the group, the chat. And yeah, we did post a recording up in the chat from week 1. So, feel free to go back through that, if anything else. And, we'll catch you guys next week, week 3. And if you guys have any questions for us, always, feel free to let us know. There are no dumb questions or anything like that. So just let us know how we can help. Okay, guys? Okay, good deal. All right. You guys have an amazing night. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow, group coaching. And
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for being on.
Thank
Be
you.
better, Wes.
Good night.
All right.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.